Good morning.
Go outside. Good morning.
Brief pause because someone decided to finally come in. Good morning to the people. Okay, sorry, brief doggy intermission to give Bear some extra cuddles and to cry because that's what we're doing right now. This chapter is a lot.
Oh, I have stopped running. There is no way trying. You better loosen your.
Do a few things to get us going this morning. I'm going to do my little spray SPF. This is such a good little investment. If you need to like recoat your SPF throughout the day, but also for these quick morning walks where I just want something that's going to kind of coat my skin, do a little bit of the Road Lip Balm. My hair is going to look bananas because what's happening is I'm keeping it down for the duration of my little walk, and then when I come back inside and run, we will change it up. Also, my camera battery is flashing. I do have a couple of beanie options available, I think. I know somewhere I might be in the wrong drawer, but I think we're just gonna go with the classic earmuffs because that helps finagle any issues. And then we'll put on some gloves, and I think we'll be nice and cozy with our coffee.
It's time for your present. Come over here. Now it is time.
Okay, so we've had a bit of time. This hair looks bananas. I had a bit of time to sit post walk because I needed to just go ahead and like get the rest of Vlogmas done today. I am, we know, balancing many things at the moment, like so many of us are, and I spent a lot of time on the couch while I was editing last night with Bear because he wanted to be on the couch and he just wanted some extra cuddles. So I'm trying to find ways to like have cozy moments with him where he's not like tucked on a blanket in his bed and I can like pet him and just kind of be there. So I did that, but what I ended up realizing as I was uploading it and then like going to do all the stuff is there are a couple of like editing errors in there that I shouldn't have made. There's nothing major. One of them, it's a blank and you miss it at the beginning. The other one, you'll kind of notice it at the end. I'm like exporting and I want to see if it'll go up, but if not, we're doing our best. We're trying our best. We're here. We're showing up. So I did my little walk this morning, kind of thought about it, and we're sitting down real quick to do this because it's 9:56 and Bear has to be at the vet at 11:40 this morning. So he's going to get his arthritis shot and his nails trimmed. The arthritis shot has made such a big difference for him. It just is really giving him the most energy. It makes it so that he's getting to enjoy the most of however much time he has left. I know that it's not necessarily the most financially accessible for everybody, but I'm so grateful we've been able to do it. Whether or not it's me paying for it or mom paying for it, it's just been a really nice thing to have because we've seen such a big difference, especially because the first time he had the shot was right after he had his surgery to have the tumor removed at the end of October. So like the fact that he had more energy after surgery when he really most likely would have been like more chill is phenomenal. We're seeing the big difference towards the end of that. So I wanted to sit down though and kind of write out the workout schedule for the week. And I have been thinking about this. I also have, this is really nice if you're somebody who doesn't like to look at your phone, kind of wants to just work out based on a plan, or you're like me in the sense that I just, when I write it down, I feel like I commit to it. That feels like the vibe for me. So we're gonna write down this week's workout plan just so I know. And I really kind of been thinking about it when I was on my walk this morning, listening to the new Smartless episode with Daniel Craig, highly recommend. Thinking about kind of what I want this to be, what it feels like. Also really just acknowledging what season I'm in. I feel like we really destroy our relationship with ourselves sometimes because we aren't in the space of just letting the season be the season and kind of acknowledging it. Sometimes we demonize ourselves and just tear ourselves down because we're not hitting these goals or doing these things, but those goals don't work for this season, or that version of ourselves has to kind of adapt to the roles that we're playing at the moment. And that means that we can still keep certain things, but we just might have to navigate how we do that differently, whether or not that's asking for support or just switching things up and tackling it a different way. You know, the vibes are always available to adjust. So I think what we're gonna do, this week, and then maybe for most of this month, I really just want to do like fun 20-minute runs. I think if I can do runs 2 times a week, that would be great. Full body twice a week. So we're gonna do a 20-minute run today. And then do I want to do a 20-minute run on Thursday? That's kind of the vibe that we're at. I think if we do this in the way that it feels like the vibe, we'll do a full body workout tomorrow. We'll do a full body workout on Friday. We will do Wednesday, I'm gonna do a long walk day. So I know that we're gonna go and look at Christmas lights Wednesday night. That's the plan. I bought this little like vest thing that lights up so that people can actually freaking see you when you go. But I've been wanting to like walk around and look at Christmas lights. I feel like that's such a vibe, and it's a good way to get in steps. And I have a friend that's been in town for the last couple months. We like to do our little walk and chats together. And then Saturday maybe we'll do Pilates, and that might be the routine for this month. The Pilates teacher, like, I feel like her classes fill up really quickly, and there's always the challenge of, because I don't have a car, I have to kind of navigate which day of the week I can get into a Pilates class and like actually get there for the time that it starts, but also like kind of keeping my routine. I really do love having those kind of chill vibes in the morning. So let's see if we can get into her Saturday class. Saturday, December 7th. There's one more spot in the 8:30 class. Really silly, and it makes me kind of sad. Okay, I didn't realize that the Pilates studio that I go to, that if you don't use your class, it expires after 30 days. That makes me kind of not like it. Like, why can't I keep that class? Either way, okay, we're signed up for Saturday at 8:30 for Reformer Pilates. So that will kind of kick that off, and I feel like this is a really gentle way to come into this week. Reformer Pilates. I have to say, from my experience of taking Pilates, and those of you, I know that it's kind of a mixed bag of people taking it and your experience with it and how you feel about it. My experience with it from going to different studios in different states over the last few years, because I've gone to quite a few, is it really comes down to the instructor. I don't love a Pilates class that's too like traditional Pilates, if that makes sense. Like, there's certain things that I find work less for my body or hurt me a little bit more, like they really activate my hip flexors. And when they're in a Pilates class every single time in a way that like I'm not actually getting to kind of work around the problem. There's some instructors I've just had to learn that like their teaching style doesn't work for my specific body, because it's the consistency in how they teach. But I really like the like switching it up and the changing it up, and like certain instructors just go a little bit better for me. So excited to get in on that, but we'll have that, and then we'll have a nice rest day. So our week is planned, and nothing about this feels too crazy. Full body workouts this week. I bought 2 of the guides from Sarah's Day. I have never used her guides. I've followed her for years, but I bought 2 of them from Black Friday to kind of give me a version of an at-home workout that I love. Also, I love that like with a gym, it gives me the ability to kind of pop on a movie if I want to do that, and just have the vibes to be a little bit more fun with this. I'm really trying to create a routine that's accessible for what I'm available to do right now. I have a gym membership, but like getting to the gym is, you know, an extra 30 to 45 minutes of the day, and that could be spent doing something else right now. So time is what I'm maximizing on. So if we're really gonna utilize the home gym, but we're gonna start with stretching out the little bit of tightness that's in my legs, and then I'm going to hop on the tread, and then I will do a cool down. I thought I might stretch out my hip flexors first and kind of reconnect with my body and then do that. I talked about this recently in the Christmas video and how I feel about the Peloton tread now that we've had it for a few years, and if I'm honest, I don't love it. I love features about it, but the actual running of the tread, like I would very much replace this with a tread that has a really solid base that I like, and just do the classes on the TV. I think I'm gonna do the class on the TV anyways, because the awkwardness of looking down, sometimes it's just not as comfortable versus just seeing it in the straight eye line. That feels a lot better for me. So if you're thinking about getting the tread, wouldn't recommend it. I'd say the classes are great. Get the classes and get a tread that's really, really comfortable to run on, but this actual tread doesn't feel like it's worth it to me unless you're getting the Tread Plus, which has that more cushioned design to do like long runs, really train. This one just doesn't give the vibes for me. It's fine for walking though. But like if you're running a little bit more, it's just not as comfortable as it could be. And that is worth noting if you're getting it specifically to run.
Then you know it's Christmas when the snow starts to fall. Then you know it's Christmas for the children above all. Then you know it's Christmas 'cause Santa's on his way. We'll stand under the mistletoe and then it's Christmas Day.
Yes. So we just got home from Bear's nail slash Arthur shot appointment. So easy breezy so far, minus the fact that he is a terrible car rider. I didn't do his car setup today. I think I've shared it some before, but he is just an anxious car rider, and he tends to do a lot better if I kind of set him up in the front seat where he can lean and kind of lay down and look around. He just wants to be able to kind of spread out, but he also really wants your attention. Hi, sir. Yeah, you. I promised him a treat when we got home. He's already had that, but I think he's just kind of exploring because I woke him up for a nap to go. So I'm having a little Petitfour because mom bought a bunch of these. I was able to squeeze in a little post-workout smoothie, but now I'm going to have a cup of coffee and sit with my compression leggings, or the compression boots is what they're called, I think. I need that. So those on my legs, because I've noticed that it makes a big difference for me if I have some kind of acupressure or compression on my legs, especially when I've done like a heavier leg day. My legs just don't tend to settle very easily. I find that what ends up happening is they just feel really uncomfortable and it feels like they need to be elevated. So something like that, even just kind of figuring out how it fits into my schedule of like 20 minutes of doing laptop work with the compression boots makes a big difference. But they might not work as well with these pants that I have on. So before we do however many outfits we're doing in the day, this is the quick outfit I threw on before we left. So I do love Petal Pup for a sweater. I was thinking about it actually while I was sitting in the kitchen a minute ago. That I think I'm going to do a blog post maybe this week on the things to avoid as a pear-shaped girl for winter. And soft sweaters that have like softer edges work because then you can kind of curve it in. If it's too boxy, then you just end up looking really, really wide, versus a sweater where you can kind of tuck and pull and make it a little bit just more giving you the waist is better. So these corduroy jeans are from J.Crew and I've been wearing them so much this season just because they're such a quick thing to throw on. Hold on, guys. There we go. Do we get a little bit more light when I did that? But yeah, I do love this outfit. We're such a headband person right now because it's making a big difference on the days like today where there was no way that I was gonna have time to finesse my bangs or do anything else. So throw a headband on, call it a day. My everyday makeup routine. I'm currently borrowing this gorgeous ring for the season from mom. And then my, as per usual, beloved mesh Dolce Vita flats. I love these guys so much. So this is what we're vibing with. And then we're gonna work on maybe a blog post later today. My goal is to finish our little adventure from last night. We're going to finish that. I really want to get the purse situated and hopefully kind of go from there. But feeling good post run. That was one of those times where my athletic leggings it's probably the first time they failed me, in the sense that if you're somebody who's going on a weight loss journey and you want leggings that are going to stay with you throughout the duration of that, I would not recommend those, because I got them when I was at a bigger size, and so they're kind of getting to the point where when I run, they slouch and fall a little bit. This is a good kind of test run. I haven't really done too many beginner Peloton runs, and honestly, my running pace, when you average the two, is slower than my walking pace at the moment. So we're going to kind of play with that and see how my body adjusts. More because those are, I feel like right now it's a little bit more interval training. It's not necessarily about the pace for me. It's about building the strength and the muscle connection and just getting my body kind of used to that. And then we'll gradually kind of build it up. So I like having the balance of walking and running to really elevate the cardio aspect of it. But I do think for running, I'm going to need to look at some other leggings, specifically ones that maybe have a tie at the top. I think if you're not in a process of like changing your body, then it's fine because the compression's going to hold. Like, they're really great. I've had them for years and I love them. But when you've lost weight in them and you stretch them, like you form that they form to you at a bigger size, and now they're kind of adapting to you at a smaller size, even if you're maybe in between. I probably kind of live in that space of my hips tend to stretch everything out a little bit more. We talk about this a lot. So of course it becomes that thing of my hips are stretching it a lot more to get it over. So I really tend to stretch the band out a little bit more. And because my body has changed on top of that, so I like stretched it out and then I shrunk even more within the context of it. They're kind of falling at the top. So Tala has them, and I do have a pair of those leggings. I'm going to wear those for my run on Thursday. Do we say we were doing Thursday? I think we said Thursday. Thursday is my next run day, so I'll wear them for that, but that's not a big deal. Maybe we'll try some Lululemon leggings. I haven't done those before. I think we'll definitely need some kind of something with a tie. And then I've saved all of my smaller Athleta leggings for when it comes down to that. But we're just having a very like get kind of, I don't even want to say back on track, but just really setting myself up to operate the best during this month and maintaining the habits that support me in this season, but that also give me a good foundation to kind of go into January and bump it up a little bit more. I'm not choosing this time to like chuck everything out the window and to neglect myself, but at the same time, I'm not like amping it up. I'm really just creating sustainable consistency within the season that I'm in, and I really appreciate that for myself. So I feel like we might need to do a second bow. I glued this last night and it's honestly exactly what I wanted it to be. It's so strong, but I don't know if it's as dramatic as it needs to be, as it should be. And I'm torn between, do we just need to make it like wider? Like, does it need to be more dramatic that way? Or does it actually need to be thicker? Like, would this look better if there were 3 kind of bands? So we're going to test it. I'm going to start with a really dramatic, like big bow, and God only knows how many times we're gonna have to watch this tutorial again today, but I'm thinking that if it's wider, that might help, because I was looking at it last night, and obviously we're doing our own variation of this. It's not the same as what we're kind of inspired by, so it doesn't have to be the exact same. But in saying that, I'm kind of just like, does that add to the effect? Like, does the largeness of it really add to the drama? Does it have as much of an impact as it seems like it could or should or would? Or am I overthinking this? So let's make a bigger bow and just kind of see size-wise. Okay, we have, I honestly just think that wider doesn't necessarily hold the shape the same. Like, this bow looks so much better, at least with this material. I think maybe if you do it wider, then you really almost have to do 3 to kind of get that effect. Specifically with this, like, this just looks so much cleaner. I don't think that this material is meant for that. So at least we kind of answered those questions. It looks better to do it smaller, or if you're going to do it bigger, then it needs to be a 3-tiered situation, which is actually a lot more material than you would think. But we're going to kind of confirm that and go from there. So let's attach her to the bag. I feel like the process for doing this is one we're going to be gradual. Like I said, we're just not rushing this. I would like to get it in the center, but I'm a little worried with the way the bow is kind of wired and situated that I need to give it time to kind of dry in one area, and then I can really finagle it. I'm kind of concerned that I won't be able to do that all at once and get it like securely attached the way that I want it to. So we're going to start with just getting the bow attached, like the base of the bow, and then we'll kind of go back and do the other bit. So I'm also flipping it over so that the bow is down and that this can kind of push into that. And then is put a candle on top and then something that's kind of next to it that allows it to stay supported, something heavy or a book or something, so that it's really like pressing in and securing this and not just kind of chilling on top of it. Okay, thank you, Madam Swifty Pants. Hopefully that will be step 2, step 3. I don't know what step we're on anymore, but I'm hoping that that will get us closer in the direction of what we desire. So we've been in the den for the last couple of hours working on my gift guide for things under $50. Sorry, the remote just fell underneath me. So hopefully that'll be up by the time this video goes live. Why are we hitting the wrong things? Okay, hopefully that'll be up by the time this goes live tomorrow. I'm planning on editing this tomorrow morning. Hopefully I can get the Christmas gift guides or gifts under 50 updated for you guys. Essentially, I'm putting all of my favorite things that are like under 50. I have a gift guide that kind of lives year round on the blog, so if you're ever looking for good ideas for gifts that are under $50, these guides are always available, but I do try to update it with stuff that I really like that falls in that category of something under $50. I know that when it comes to buying gifts, what feels affordable versus what feels like out of range is a relative price point for everybody, so I will leave that link for you guys. But I did just go and check on the purse, and I've checked on it twice now. I went and checked on it the first time, and I think if you're watching, you probably would have guessed that it wasn't going to attach the way that it was originally kind of attempting to attach. So the bow is really secure, but like the bow itself, but it didn't attach to the actual thing, even though we set stuff on top of it. So I went ahead and took the bow off and have attached a separate piece of ribbon. But that needs quite a bit of time for that glue to dry, because I just went to check on it. It's been like 2 hours and it's still quite wet. So hopefully that will be all sorted. And I'm thinking that we might do a trip to Michael's tomorrow and see if I can find something that secures it a little bit more easily. If I can do like little tacky bits versus the glue situation. I'm worried that we might need a stronger glue that we can do thinner lines for versus having more glue, because right now what's happening, especially when we go to attach the ribbon on the side, is the material is so thin that it's really bleeding through, and I just don't think that that's going to be really pretty when we kind of go to do the full thing. I'll see how it looks when it dries tonight, but if I'm seeing the same kind of thing, it's still creating some kind of dark spot, so we might need to figure out how to secure it to the purse in a different way. So this project's taking a couple of days, but that's totally fine. That's what it's here for, and kind of what I figured would happen. We're doing Vlogmas in the true way that it gets to be done. So yeah, we are currently working on the gift guide, and I'm rewatching Dynasty from the beginning. It's been a minute since I've watched the show. I'm obsessed with all of Meredith. I don't know Meredith's last name, but she did all the costume design for Dynasty. Assistant costume designer on Gossip Girl. She did Dynasty, she did Reign, she did Heart of Dixie. The 3 shows that I know of that I've always been obsessed with the costumes for. So I love this show. I also just love this cast. I have gotten to know a few of these people working with them. It's nice to just kind of rewatch it. It also just reminds me of Atlanta, and I miss that a little bit. So that is the game plan for this evening. A lot of laptop time happening, catching up on Vlogmases wherever we go, and then maybe trying to get to bed early-ish. I do think we're probably going to spend a bit of quality time in the bed in the morning editing, but I'm glad that we got kind of the first day back into the workout routine done. I feel really at peace and positive about the plan that I have. I feel like I've done a really great job in the past of setting myself up for failure and not setting myself up for success, and that doesn't really help build trust. Like, it just kind of puts you in the position of not really having that like backlog of stuff to pull from. So I'm really trying to kind of twist that narrative for myself and really build myself and set myself up for success. So I think we've got a balanced plan, but yeah, it's just going to be me and the computer for the rest of the night. So if anything else exciting happens, I will grab the camera, but if not, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. It is a good day to have a good day, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.
All ye things